everyone. We are going to get started with our lettuce today. Now, if you are like me and falling behind on your seed starting, no worries because it is still snowing here. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Kristy. I am located in Western Massachusetts, zone 6A with an average last frost date of May 15th. And yes, I did say we just had snow. We had probably about 1 to 2 inches of snow today, and that is on April 12th. I posted a little video of it in my latest winter sowing update. I cannot believe that I am saying here in mid-April that we have snow on the ground. Luckily, it is going to be warming up next week. We have a few 60-degree days, and then the following week we have some nice warmer weather coming. So it is time for me to get my lettuce started. I plan on putting my lettuce in my grow towers, which I'm super excited about. My husband got them for me from Costco. So I have 2 towers that I plan on putting on my deck. One I plan on having mostly herbs with some tomatoes on top, my little dwarf tomatoes actually. And then another one I will be having some lettuce, and I'm not sure what else I plan on putting in there, but we need to get the lettuce started, so let's go. So to be honest, this is actually my first time seed starting lettuce indoors. Last year I just did direct sowing and it worked out great. I had some great germinations on my first few successions until the little bunny in my backyard found out that I was growing lettuce and decided to nibble on them. And I'm pretty sure Chippy, the chipmunk, my daughter likes to call him, was nibbling on it as well. So this time I plan on putting my lettuce in my grow towers. I'm hoping if I put them high enough, then hopefully none of the animals will go ahead and eat it. So one grow tower, I do plan on just doing herbs with my dwarf tomatoes on top. And then another grow tower, I will have some lettuce, and I'm not quite sure what else I want to put on. Maybe some smaller flowers just to add some pop of color, but I figured let's get some lettuce going. Hopefully I can get it out in a few weeks. I'm not sure how long it takes to germinate. Again, I did direct sow them last year. And last year I did these 2 varieties and I actually really enjoyed them. So I'm going to get them started today. And then I also have this little lettuce gem, and I think I have another one lying around somewhere. So once I find that seed packet, I'll probably get that started as well. So today is all about the lettuce. I was supposed to do zinnias this weekend. However, I absolutely have no room under my grow lights until I get the greenhouse going. I'm really hoping that the snow will just melt and we can finish up the roof tomorrow so I can get all my perennials out there, free up some space and get my zinnias. But right now it's just been so cold. I just don't have the urgency quite yet that we're going to be in spring mode and planting in a month. So I'm just holding off, and if anything, I can just direct sow some and do some successions later on. So let's go ahead and get some lettuce growing. So I plan on seed starting 6 cell trays. I'm going to do 6 of each. I will put 2 to 3 seeds in each hole that I make. So I'm going to first get my seed starting mix inside my 6 cell trays. It is already pre-moistened. As always, make sure you give it a good squeeze if water droplets are coming out. It is too wet, so you're just gonna add some more seed starting mix, and if you find that it's not holding its form, when you give it a good squish like this, that means that you just have to add some more water. So I will be seed starting, filling my trays. I always give a good press at the bottom. I don't wanna have any air pockets, and I want it to be able to wick up the water when it comes time to bottom watering. I do have some that I'm still hand watering, I feel like, because I didn't have a good contact at the bottom. So give it a nice good firm press, and then I just kind of like gently ease it in halfway through. I will be making a 1/4 of an inch little hole, put 2 to 3 seeds in, and then I will bury it and put some vermiculite on top. So first we're gonna start off with some little gem. I just picked these up, I think at like Stop and Shop. I was like, I didn't grab any salad, so I had to pick some up while I was shopping. So first, I will be adding my seed starting mix, and I just used the Espoma seed starting mix. You can use potting soil if you would like, but I just had a bunch of this still left over. I think I still have a bag and a half. It goes a long way. And then even just for like my flowers, I started some more dahlias. I actually just reused the same Tupperware, kind of just flushed out and mixed it up again, just because I'm plucking it out anyways and it's not sitting in there. I figured why get rid of it and just reuse it. So here we have our first one. And like I said, make sure you get the air pockets out, because when it does come time to bottom water, if there are air pockets, you'll find that your cell is dry even though it was sitting for a little while. Like I try and give it a good anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour soak. And then if there's anything excess, I will just dump it out. All right, so we have 1 down and 2 to go. So we have all 3 of them full right now. I like to go ahead and use either the back of a pen is good, a Sharpie. I have a little like dauber somewhere, but I have no idea where I put it. So first we're gonna do the little gem. I'm going to make a small hole in this first 6 cell tray. So let me move these out of the way. And again, I am just putting in 2 to 3 seeds. That way, if something doesn't germinate, we are good to go. Hopefully another one will. So this is going to be the little gem lettuce. And it says it can take anywhere from 7 to 10 days, so every 2 weeks, so that way you can extend your harvest. After these, I might just do some more direct sowing as I harvest them. So last year when I did direct sowing, I would just make a little trench and I would sprinkle seeds, cover them up, and then add a good helping of water and making sure that I kept them nice and moist. And then they germinated actually rather well. It wasn't too spotty. Some spots had actually more than others. And if you don't bury them, I actually found that some of my seeds must have not been buried enough, and they probably blew in the wind, and I had lettuce just like randomly under some tomatoes. I like to just put it on the edging. I would put it under my tomatoes or on the border of some squash and zucchini. So you can kind of fit it anywhere where you feel like you have space. I did have some spots that had shade in the afternoon and it did great there, and it didn't have any issues with bugs or anything, which was awesome. Just to go ahead, harvest some lettuce, especially if you're having like a burger or something. It was nice to have some fresh picked lettuce to go ahead and enjoy. All right, so we have our little holes. And if you put more than 2 or 3 seeds, you know, no worries. You can always thin it out later if you need to. And I always have such a hard time opening these. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna tear a little corner. So we have our little gem lettuce. They're actually pretty small, but I think I should be okay picking up 3 at a time. And there's so many seeds in here. It is great. So you can do just as it says. So every 2 weeks or so. So that way you have a nice little succession of them and a great harvest. So now the trick is getting them back in. And I'm just going to press down and cover them with my fingers, making sure they have a good contact with the soil. And then taking my spray bottle and just making sure they are nice and moist. And I'm gonna leave it on my heat mat. It'll be around 70 degrees right now with the rest of my dahlias. And I actually have some other flowers that I did some seed swapping with that I started just randomly one night that they will be on there with too. Now here is a view for you so that way you can see up close. So we are going to do the salad bowl lettuce next. So first I'm going to take the back of a Sharpie and I'm just going to make some little divots in there. Again, we want it to be about 1/4 inch. I plan on putting 2 to 3 seeds per hole. These ones are a bit smaller, but we will do our best. And I'm just going to drop them in. There we go. And I will take my Sharpie again, and I am just going to, or you can use your finger, maybe it's a little bit easier. And just do a little bit of backfilling. Whoops. And then I will spritz it with some water. and we will do another one. So this is going to be the salad bowl mix. Always make sure you have your plant tag so that way you know later on. So we have 2 down, and we will just do 1 more. There we are. And we are going to do now the sweet salad mix. And these look a lot different. These ones are probably going to be better for direct sowing, so you can get a little bit of each. So I'm trying to actually grab, if I can, 3 different ones. So this might have not been the best one to choose for this, but that's okay. It's always nice to experiment is what I have noticed. And as you can see, some of them look totally different than others. Now we will backfill. And spray with a spray bottle. And now we will get them on the heat mat. And there we have it, just simple enough. We have our lettuce started. Again, this is my first time seed starting it indoors. Normally, I would just direct sow and take the chance, but since I am using the garden towers, I hope that this will help get a nice good start to a harvest so we can enjoy some nice fresh food. I am just over these winter blues and I just want some spring, warm weather and sunshine to come and hit us here in Western Massachusetts. So if you find this helpful, go ahead and click like and subscribe and hit that bell button and let me know in the comments if you are either also behind on your seed starting, if you have snow that is still coming down here in mid-April, and if you have also started lettuce indoors or if you prefer to go ahead and direct sow. I will be direct sowing some sugar snap peas. I really hope tomorrow. That is my plan for my Sunday, besides hopefully getting that greenhouse built. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.